Hi there, folks. Sean Broderick out in California speaking to Brian Ostroff, who's the newly appointed CEO of Arianne Phosphate. And that's a phosphate developer up in Canada that has some real potential. Could you explain to my subscribers about the company and what you guys are actually trying to do up there?
Sure. So Arianne, as you said, is developing its Lac-Apol phosphate deposit. It is a pretty unique type of deposit. Mm-hmm. Most of the world's phosphate comes from sedimentary deposits, which do have a bunch of nasty contaminants in them. Mm-hmm. There are rare deposits called igneous deposits. There's about 10 in the world, and Arianne has one. And to your point, it's in Quebec.
So it's very pure then?
Very pure. It doesn't have things like uranium or thorium or cadmium.
Which other deposits in the world do.
Correct. And what that does allow is the ability to make this pure type of phosphate, which sells it at premium prices.
Mm-hmm. Now, you guys have a large deposit, isn't that right?
We do. The company has, including their inferred, has drilled off well over 1 billion tons, which makes this the world's single largest greenfield phosphate asset, probably by a multiple of 3. So you're talking about the largest deposit. We're very fortunate, as you said, situated in Quebec. Infrastructure is there. There is a power dam that is 30 kilometers away. We've already contracted with Hydro for our life of mine supply. We have oversized roads that are capable of taking these large trucks, and it can get trucked right down to the port of Saguenay, deep sea port. We do have to build a loading facility on the North Shore.
Okay. Now, you guys got your permits from Quebec recently, right?
Correct. So 2015 was a tremendous year for the company. Again, it allowed us to increase our reserves. We were able to demonstrate a 40% concentrate, which is the purest. We signed a collaboration agreement with the First Nations, and the year ended with us receiving our permit from the government of Quebec. I can't say enough about the support that we've been receiving from the government. This is a very, very big project. It is the largest project on the go in Quebec, actually in Canada. It's going to represent about $12.5 billion in economic benefit to the region. It's 2,300 jobs during construction, 1,000 jobs ongoing for what looks to be decades. And it's even going to be about $4 billion in tax revenue, which, of course, is music to government's ears.
All this, and you have a new chairman, isn't that right?
Yes. So the company recently brought on a new chairman, Jean Lamar, about 5-6 weeks ago. He is very familiar with the mining sector. He's actually the chairman of SEMAFO.
Which they built a great mine in Africa, and so he has the track record of being able to build great things.
He absolutely does, and he's going to be a tremendous asset.
Right. So the company is not producing yet. It hasn't even built a mine yet. But this is a year when there are certain potentialities that could happen, and one of those is probably going to happen because the forces have been just moving together. They've been doing all the hard work for years now and actually brought things together to the point where you can actually see it going forward. And this is probably why we've seen the stock price pick up recently, because people can kind of see, this thing has been on the mat for a while, but they've been doing all the work, even though the market hasn't noticed. Now the market is finally starting to take notice of all that.
Correct. And we have taken this from what was an interesting and possibly unique patch of dirt to what is today the largest, safest, purest deposit, and we are getting a lot of attention. The fertilizer world, there's not that many players, and certainly they're well aware of this project. And so we are getting a lot of attention. We're in a good jurisdiction. We have a world-class deposit. And my hope would be that over the next few months, we'll be able to demonstrate to the market that we've done, and shareholders who have watched this, I think we're starting to near a catalyst.
Good. Well, stay tuned, folks. Keep your eyes on this company. It sounds like they have a lot of great things going on. We'll certainly have to keep an eye on Arianne Phosphate. which is, one of the largest undeveloped deposits in the world for this stuff that you need every day to put breakfast on the table. So anyway, thanks very much for speaking to my
Thank you
subscribers.
very much.
You folks stay tuned. I'll have more for you, and there's a lot more going on.